All right, welcome. All right, welcome to the Straight Red Card. I started a little earlier than I should have there.
Recovered nicely, though.
Yes, I did recover. I recovered. You know what? We're going to be talking about the player ratings. But before we get to that, just briefly, I watched a great video today about the song. Have you ever heard the song "Fly Away" by Lenny Kravitz?
Yeah.
And the lyrics. Have you ever read the lyrics?
No.
I want to fly away, way up high in the sky, like a dragonfly. Those are the lyrics to start the song. Now I'm going to ask you, Brett, because you've been near, ponds and lakes in your life. What's the highest you've ever seen a dragonfly fly?
Off the water, maybe about 4 inches. But I've seen them. I've seen them as high as about 4 feet flying around.
Fly way up high like a dragonfly. Hey, dumb fucker. Hey, fourth grade lyrics. Dragonflies don't fly that high.
Derek. There's not a lot of words out there that rhyme with fly, except for fly. So clearly, that was the only thing he could say.
It's amazing that the music in that song's really pretty good, but the fucking lyrics are like written by a third grader. They're atrocious. They're atrocious lyrics. And now that I'm older and I look back on it, I'm like, God, that song's awful.
Well, how many songs are out there? And you can go back decades or just present that have like 4 lines of lyrics that are just repeated over and over again for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you throw a little instrumental in there and then you come back and you say the 4 lines again. Do a little more instrumental. Just do the chorus. Song
okay.
ends.
Yeah, that's true nowadays of music for sure.
Yeah.
But back then when Lenny Kravitz wrote that, and I had all his albums, his first 2 albums. I didn't buy that shitty third one that had that song on it because I saw the video. I'm like, oh, that's kind of crap. But yeah, I mean, music wasn't, the lyrics for him, specifically Lenny Kravitz, weren't that bad up until that album. It's like he stopped giving a fuck.
He phoned it in?
He phoned it in. He wrote music and was like, I'm just going to have my 8-year-old daughter write the lyrics for this album because I'm out. I got nothing to say.
You're saying he stole her diary, I mean? And,
no, I'd say
high like a dragon.
I'm saying he literally stole her English homework from her class and used it to write the lyrics for that song. I'm gonna fly away. Yeah, whatever, dude. Go fly away. Stop singing. All right, let's get to these ratings before we get too far off of the boat. Let's go. I'll let you do Turner first.
I gave Turner a B+. I thought he was a great shot stopper throughout there. He commanded his box, and he was key at the end of the game. The only reason he didn't get an A or an A- was because he could not distribute with his feet.
God, Brett, it's like we were born from the same mother. This is so creepy. I would have said the exact same thing, and I also gave him a B+. And by the way, folks, Brett and I don't know what the other scored as far as the grade goes. So that's creepy. Both of us, B+. No other comment needed. I'll start with Moore. I gave him an A.
I gave Moore an A- just because I thought the only reason he'd get a higher than an A- was because his crosses were so. But then again, on top of that, though, I take that back. It wasn't the fact that his crosses were so. It's because his artist couldn't connect with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them fly right by him because he froze. He froze like a Yeti.
I'm going to stick with my A+ or A- just because that's what I gave him initially. But reflecting on it, maybe it wasn't necessarily Moore's fault.
Well, at least we both gave him A's. You just gave him a lesser A.
Yeah.
I'll let you do Robinson.
I gave Robinson a B+.
I gave Robinson an A-.
Okay.
So relatively same. I didn't think he made any big errors.
Yeah,
but
I thought he had good positional awareness. He pressured, especially in the midfield. It wasn't just like he was pressuring in the box. He was pressuring 50, 60 yards away from his goal and doing well with it.
yeah.
And what was his other point? He had I felt he was reading the game well. There was nothing he really was exposed, in my opinion.
No, I thought he read the game real well in certain circumstances where
Yeah.
he went way up the field to stop something from happening before it happened.
Yeah.
And the same thing could be said for Zimmerman, who I also gave an A-.
I gave him also B plus in all honesty for the exact same reasons.
God damn, all of a sudden I've become the easy teacher. Shit. All right. Sam Vine scored a goal. I'm gonna let you. I guess I'll let you do that
Let me
one.
do that one. I gave Sam Vines a C.
I gave him a C-. I don't care if he scored a goal.
That's why I said, he got a goal, but he had too many bad passes and was constantly caught out of position.
I would have yanked his ass at halftime, frankly.
Well, why
I
did
thought he
we
was awful.
why did we take more out? We took
I don't
more
know.
out, threw in Sands, went to a 3-5-2. If you wanted to take out a wing back and push Acosta back, take Vines.
Yeah,
Vines was doing
Costa
shit.
can play left back too.
Yeah.
I don't get it, Brett. I really don't.
When
was
Moore
like-
came out, I texted you and I said, "Why are we taking out the best player on the pitch right now?"
Yeah, he's fighting for man of the match, and you're
Ugh.
taking him out.
God, that was such a dumb, stupid move.
I don't get it. Maybe there was some clause that Tenerife sent Berhalter and said, "No, you can't play that." Or more likely, Berhalter just loves him some Sam Vines.
Could be.
All right, I'll do Leggett. I gave him a B-.
I also gave him a B minus.
Yeah, I thought he was there, but I didn't think he did anything that great. I didn't think he did anything awful. He was just kind of there in the game, and he was better than average, but not much more better than average. So I had to give him a little more than a C, so I gave him a B-.
Yeah, I thought he didn't have a bad game, but he was dispossessed quite a bit. He made a couple bad passes, and he wasn't as creative as he has been in the past. Could be mainly due to different players set up around him, but it just wasn't his best,
Yeah.
But he wasn't bad, and I don't think he was average. So
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better than average. I mean, he had some runs that were really good. It's just then he had to pass it to either Vines or Lewis, and then it would be dead after that. They would go nowhere. So I don't blame that on Leggett. I blame that on Vines.
Yeah.
And I blame that on, I don't blame that on Leggett. Yule, your turn.
I gave Yule a C minus.
Man, you're nice. I gave him a D+.
Yeah, I was debating between the two. He had some good possession and some good long balls, especially early in the game. But again, like we talked, I thought it was a bad overall game. He made too many errant passes that literally just went to the other team. Yeah, I don't know. I gave him a C minus because
And how
I didn't
many
think it was god awful, but I thought it was a bad game.
He would get a pass from a center back, and then he'd be like, "Oh no, I'm just going to pass it back.
You
to
take it back, please.
Here, take this.
I've
back.
maintained possession. I've completed 100% of my passes.
I don't want to turn around and survey the field, or I'm just going to pass it back to you."
Somebody's within 10 yards of me. Take it back.
And and then he blamed them for not letting him know that he was being pursued by a striker from behind. It's like, no, dude, you are the holding midfielder. You're supposed to know and look around and lift your head and figure out where your space is.
Mhm.
And you didn't do that. Yes, it would have been nice if Miles Robinson or Zimmerman would have said, "Pursuer coming from your behind," but then it would have been too late anyhow. I'll do Acosta. I gave Acosta an A-.
You wanted the softball, didn't you? You gave me Yule and you picked Acosta. I see how it is. I gave Acosta an A- as well.
Okay, good. I thought he was one of the best players on the field.
Dude.
And I know we've both given Acosta a lot of shit, but dude, I mean, he was just solid. He made some great passes. He made some, tries that didn't work out deep, but he was just solid. I mean, you could count on him to play defense, to screw things up for the opponent. I don't know. And this may, for everybody, this may sound like high grades, But the way we do it, we do not punish the team for the opponent. Okay. So, this is basically, you have to play who's in front of you. So these grades are based on who we played. And Acosta was one of the best players on the field for the United States men's national team.
He absolutely had a great game. I thought he connected the vast majority of his passes. I thought his positioning was good, and I thought his transition from defense to attack was solid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was. I thought he was a key. He was probably the key in our midfield, quite frankly, because Ewell was garbage and Leggett was there.
Did you notice that Leggett and Acosta would often take over for Ewell and drop back into the 6 and play it for briefly?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both did it tonight multiple times.
I stand firm. I think Ewell played himself off the pitch, in my opinion. But again, I'm not Berhalter, and I have like a 30% success rate of guessing what Berhalter thinks. So,
yeah, fuck bull. Sorry. I gotta get a handle on the swearing thing. All right, Lewis, that's you.
I almost wanted to give him an incomplete, but I felt that'd be a cop out. I gave him an F.
So did I. I've never given an F before.
Could you name one good thing he did?
I can't.
I can't.
Yes,
he didn't score on us. That's probably the only nice thing I could say. So I don't even want to break into him. I literally wrote F. Bad game.
I did too. F for fucking non-existent. That's what I did. My F for. Might as well not have been. He might as well have been a cone on the field.
Well, you know what? At least a cone may have drawn a foul.
That's true. That's true. All right. I'll do Zardes. I gave him a C.
I also gave him a C.
I think it was a standard accidental goal, which he didn't get this time, but he did get an accidental assist. I think he's really good at accidents, so I'm going to have to keep him at a C. I mean, and if for any reason we keep him on the field, we need a happy accident to happen. But maybe we should only have him on the field for the last 20 or 15 or 10 minutes of the game.
When we need a happy accident.
We certainly will need happy accidents down the road. And, this is a guy that scores goals off his thigh, off his face,
his back,
provides assists with his ankle, doesn't even know it. So listen, I'm not going to be totally unfair to Jossie. He did hold the ball up at times pretty good. And I'm not going to crap on him totally, which is why I gave him an average score of a C.
So he got the assist. That has to play a factor into his grade as a whole. I also thought that he had at least some solid hold-up play early on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Where I thought it started falling down was after early on in the game. He started to have some really bad touches. He must have put on his cement shoes at halftime.
I think so.
Why would you do such a thing to yourself? But he also had several missed chances.
He whiffed.
Like just whiffs and not going fors, or sometimes why don't these players, they may miss it, but slide and stick your foot out and try to get a deflection on the ball instead of looking back and going, oh, I couldn't get a hold of that one. Do something.
At one point I text you that Zardes was confused on that whiff cross from, was it Moore?
Yeah. I don't recall who came from now.
I think it was Moore. And I mean, the ball was literally, he just had to tip out a toe or something, but he couldn't figure out what to do with it, so he just let it go by.
I think it was Holden who chimed in and said, well, Zardes was a little too far in front of the goal, and he was trying to think of what he wanted to do, and I'm like, get a foot on it. If you miss the goal, you miss the goal, but
exactly,
kick it between your legs. Try something. Don't whiff at it.
And fuck you, Stu Holden, for giving him an excuse. You fucking shilling motherfucker. All right. God damn it. It pissed me off tonight, Brett.
I'm going to go ahead and mark him off of possible.
I even like Stu.
I do too.
Now I'm getting pissed. All right.
It's too many pundits. And it's getting too much for us all.
It's pussy punditry. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
And no offense to cats at all. I'm just saying that, you can't be
Hey,
catty
don't call them
about
pundits.
hey, well, but you can't pussyfoot around. You gotta hold people fucking accountable when they make a fucking glaring error. You can't just make excuses for them. We're done with that. United States men's national team fans are done with excuses. A guy didn't make a play he should have made. You call him out for it, or he should at least try to make a play, and he didn't. Areola, I gave him an incomplete. He pulled a
Not
hammy.
not applicable.
No,
He was on for like 7 minutes, man.
Yeah, shocker. He's injured again. Shocker.
It was a good thing. It was a good thing that we spent an entire wing spot for him.
Yeah,
and Lewis,
exactly.
and Lewis for that matter. We're gonna play most of this cup with Gio Caccini and Hoppy out wide.
From your mouth to God's ears or to Greg's ears, I want to see some Hoppy.
I was calling the shit as the game went on too about the subs that are going to come in, who they're coming in for. I was on top of my A game today.
You were, dude. You were like, so and so is coming in for this bastard. And I'm like, really? Yeah. Boom. Yes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? That does. Some of these subs don't make any sense. How are you making sense of them, Brett? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm stoned. Yeah. All right. Gio Caccini, that's you.
I gave him a C plus.
I did too.
I mean,
I don't know how we're coming up with these for the same scores, but okay.
Well, he didn't do anything bad during the game. Well, let me take this back. He
did do things bad.
He missed a wide open goal header, and then or off the corner. He missed that chance, but then he made up for it and had a really nice shot that just happened to hit the post. So I mean, it was a mixed bag of cats for him,
It was.
I gave him a C plus because I'm like, that's about as average of a game as you could possibly have.
There's this old German saying in German. I'm not going to translate it here for the show, but when you have a really mixed bag, what they say in Germany is you have a dog from every village, which is an interesting way to look at it. But they usually use that comment during when I used to play my grandfather at cards. He would look at his hand. He'd said, "Oh, I've got a dog from every village." Say it in German. I may
have to keep that phrase now.
Yes. In German, it's a lot cooler.
Sure.
All right, I'll do DK. I gave DK an incomplete because I thought he got fucked out there. He didn't have any service. No one got him a decent pass. I just gave him an incomplete because I didn't think it was fair to give him a grade. And if I had to, I'd just give him a C, which is average, which isn't really his fault.
My God, you stole all of my thunder there.
Okay, good.
No, I gave DK a C, and I said he didn't do much. Not his fault.
I know, Brett. We played like a bunch of lilies in the second. Lilies, like flowers in the field in the second half. We were just like, yeah, 1-0 is good enough. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. God, I keep
our offensive pressure died when they removed Moore.
Yes.
Flat out. That's all I can say about that. And now if Moore was in there laying those crosses at the beginning to DK instead of Zardes, how many goals would he have had?
Yeah, good question.
How many chances on goal? Let's just rephrase. Let's not assume that he would score them all, but how many chances on goal would he have had?
I bet you would have had more.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
More than zero?
I think that one cross that he put in that Zardes had a brain freeze on, I think Zardes finishes that.
You mean DK? You think DK finishes that?
Oh, yeah. Who'd I say?
Zardes.
No, I think
you had a brain freeze right there.
God damn it! Isn't that fucking ironic? All right. So yes, that pass to Zardes where his brain freeze, DK, I think would have put that in.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you do Busio.
I gave Busio a B.
I gave him a C plus. I thought it was, average, a little above average, just a hair.
So I after the first couple minutes of him being in there and he sort of settled down, like you brought it up, he was nervous.
Yes.
After he settled down, nervous. He was moving into the open lanes to get the passes. He was connecting with teammates far better and more creatively than Yule did. And
Well, that's why
he
you
had
got a D.
yeah, and he had a hell of a rip that required the goalkeeper to make a save.
Oh,
A
that was
sweet
nice.
volley from the 18, just poof, And I had to give him more than an average. I had to give him a little, slightly above average. So I gave him a B.
Okay, that's fine. I might move it up to a B minus. I honestly would consider that. Um, my turn, I think. Right?
Yep.
Sands. I gave him an incomplete. I didn't hear his name the whole anytime.
Yep. What could you possibly have predicted there? He may have been in that skirmish at the very end and did something, but I certainly didn't see or hear it. So I really couldn't give him a grade either.
I didn't even know once all those you were like, oh, he's going there, he's going. And I'm like, I'm mind fucked. I don't understand what's going.
They brought in Sands and was it Williamson?
Yeah, Sands Williamson.
And you're just like, I have no idea what just happened.
I'm just
totally I'm pretty sure we just went to a 3-5-2. And you're like, I think I see 6 in the back line.
I did. I was like, are they playing a 6-2-1? What the fuck's going on here? A 6-3-1? I mean, I really couldn't figure it out for a second, but we played mostly defense, and then I could figure it out. But yeah, it was confusing for a while. So I just gave Sands an incomplete. There's no way I could grade him. I didn't notice him. He didn't make an impact to me. Somebody might have watched it closer. A surreal Sands lover might have watched that game and focused on every move he made and said, he was fucking perfect. Well, I didn't see it. I was watching the whole game. So
didn't make a single mistake because the ball never came near him.
That's right. It's not his fault. He might as well just been standing on the field doing tiddlywinks. Williamson, is that you? That's you.
Yeah. I gave Williamson a B minus.
Again, I just gave him a C plus.
Yeah, I would have figured that's what you were going to say because you gave it to Busio, and quite frankly, not a huge, massive difference between their game today, except for that Busio ripped that shot. I gave him a B minus because similar to Busio, I thought he was calm, he was creative, aggressive, all the things that Yule wasn't.
Exactly. So Williamson came in with a pair of bowling balls on him. Like he came in and
drew a couple fouls immediately too.
Yeah. This game's mine. I'm going in. I'm going to be anticipating shit. I'm going to be trying to make a difference. I'm going to try to, raise my name to the top of the table. You'll just fucked around like you always fucks around. So, and did very little and was a connector passer, but usually the connecting passes were going backwards and he never lifted his head and looked forward. And when he did, he missed some passes. So yeah, Williamson better than Yule. Give him a go before Yule again. I'm sorry.
As much as we bagged on the pundits and stuff like that, I have to hand it to Holden for actually speaking a truth bomb. And it's not really even a truth bomb by any means, but he did mention that Williamson, he was coming in, drawing the fouls, being aggressive. And he's like, yeah, we talked to him earlier and he's still pissed off that he didn't make the Olympic squad. So
yeah, that's
not criticism, but that's still, better than nothing.
It's an assessment, or it's he's reporting things, but again, that's more like a not even a truth grenade. That's like a grenade the size of an aspirin.
Squirt gun.
Yeah, it's a firecracker.
A water balloon.
Right. It's down the level on the bursting meters. But if he had also included in his comments
Busio?
No, I'm talking about Stu. If Stu would have said, well, not only is Williams upset about not being on the Olympic team, he's really come in here and shown us that Yule's just not up to par, even with Williamson or Busio. But he didn't have the balls to say that. So
how much different would the Olympic qualifying have been? I know that Yule had that great second half.
He was the best player on the Olympic team.
But how much better would it have been if Busio and Williamson were there?
A lot better.
I mean, midfield completely changed. Okay.
And Yeah, what if Lewis wasn't there too? Because he didn't even belong on the Olympic team, frankly. But he's still making our fucking big boy team when he doesn't wear big boy pants at Colorado. He still wears the tiny boy pants. All right. That's enough. We've gone through those are our ratings for all the players. You can like them, love them, leave them, whatever you want to do. We don't care. We don't give a shit. All right. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, good night.